What's the difference between pepsin and trypsin? Are they the same thing? And for those of you taking the 2025 O-Level Pure Biology syllabus, you have learned that they simplified these terms now into just protease. So there's protease in the stomach and in the small intestine. Are they the same thing? Well, okay, we're going to find all that out today and clarify all those differences. So here are the questions that we'll be answering. What's the difference between pepsin and trypsin? Yes, this is old syllabus stuff, but some of you are still being taught that in school because schools take long to update their syllabus sometimes. So I'll explain what those are to you. And then now for the things in syllabus that you actually need to write in O levels, protease. So are they the same thing? The one that is in the stomach, as well as the one secreted by the pancreas in pancreatic juice and by the epithelial cells of the small intestine. So there are actually 3 proteases, and we're going to go through the differences between all those 3. Okay, I'll be answering the first question first, even though it's old syllabus and it's no longer required, but it will help give us the background context that makes answering the next question a lot easier. Okay, so let's start with pepsin. So pepsin is secreted by the stomach. It's found in gastric juice. So it's an enzyme that breaks down proteins. So that's representing a protein. And then it is cut up into short polypeptides. You probably would have been taught polypeptides. I'll explain shortly why I prefer to use short polypeptides. Okay, so that's pepsin, where it's secreted and its job. Okay, next we have trypsin, which is secreted from the pancreas. So stomach, then the food travels to small intestine, right? And near the start of the small intestine, the pancreas secretes its pancreatic juice inside into the first section of the small intestine, also known as the duodenum. So the next enzyme that the food would meet for digesting proteins is going to be trypsin. Now, what does it do? It's actually very similar to pepsin. Then you might be wondering, what is the difference if it also breaks down proteins into short polypeptides? Okay, the difference is that the bonds that it attacks is different from the bonds that pepsin attacks. So in this diagram here, you can see how pepsin has broken down that bond in the middle, right? Then there are other bonds yet to be broken. So trypsin could do this and break the short polypeptides into smaller pieces. So think of this as the chefs, you know, when those cooking videos, they're chopping vegetables, they would chop it one way first, horizontally, and then they would rotate the vegetables and then chop it vertically, 90 degrees from the previous rotation. And the point of this is so that we can get even smaller pieces. Okay, so I hope this answers the first question already. What's the difference between pepsin and trypsin? The answer is they both break down proteins into short polypeptides, but they attack different bonds. Okay, now to answer the mystery of why I prefer to write short polypeptides instead of just say break down into polypeptides. Okay, it comes down to how proteins are even made in the first place. So we know that at the ribosomes, polypeptides are formed by joining amino acids together in a long chain. Now this final chain that's produced is called a polypeptide, and the polypeptide will then fold into the shape of the final protein. So when we say that pepsin breaks down proteins into polypeptides, it is a bit vague and confusing because isn't a protein, after all, a folded long polypeptide? So to differentiate between the polypeptides like this, the full ones, and the broken ones, I prefer to write short polypeptides in front to make it less ambiguous. But in O levels and in your schools, it's likely not required. So you don't have to write the word short in front of it. I just prefer it because it makes it more clear. Hey guys, today's sponsor of the video is me. As of making this video, ThatBioTutor is Singapore's only O-level pure bio specialist. You mean you don't teach any other subjects or syllabus? Yup. That's how we've been able to make so much resources just for your syllabus. Example, concise notes without all the extra fluff. Commonly asked questions that come out under every topic, so you know the exact keywords and phrases to score full marks. Didn't pay attention in class? Crash course clips to the rescue. We've recorded explanations for every concept under every chapter. Find bio a chore to memorize? Flashcards on your phone, which makes it feel like a game. So if you need help with O-level pure bio, what are you waiting for? Click the link below this video or go to ThatBioTutor.com. Now back to the video. Okay, now let's follow the food along the digestive system and see what other enzymes we'll meet next that digest proteins. Okay, so next the food travels down the small intestine, and along the whole small intestine, right, it's lined with epithelial cells. And these cells will secrete enzymes to aid with the digestion. So one of the enzymes secreted are called peptidases. Now this is not just one enzyme, it's a type of enzymes. And all of them do this job. Okay, they break down the short polypeptides from above into individual amino acids. So that's why we call them peptidases. Because usually the ASE at the end of the word means it's an enzyme. And then the start of the enzyme name is usually the molecule that enzyme attacks. So this enzyme breaks down peptides. That's why peptidases. Okay, so it breaks down the final bonds within the short peptides that we have. And now what is erepsin. Okay, erepsin, you might have heard this term before, it might be taught in school as well. It just refers to a group of these peptidases. So if I have to give a Venn diagram, right, this refers to all the peptidases that exist, then this refers to erepsin. It is a group of peptidases within the entire possibility of peptidases. Okay, so now you have learned all these in-depth and out-of-syllabus things which are no longer in the 2024 onwards Pure Bio syllabus. But if you have been taught this at school, then I hope this clears everything out. Now let's move on to the second question, which is the one that people are more interested in because it is in syllabus this year. Now what has happened is that they've simplified things. So pepsin in the stomach is now just called protease. Now I prefer to not call them stomach protease. Like some students, they'll write, oh, stomach protease. But that's not the actual term because now you know that the real term is pepsin. So instead of writing that, I prefer to phrase it this way: protease in the stomach. Now this way, I'm not committing sacrilege on the scientific name of the enzyme. And same thing for trypsin, they've also just changed it to protease. So I say protease from the pancreas. And this makes it accurate to science, as well as it's within your simplified syllabus. And for peptidases, what did they change the name to? Well, they also called it protease. So I would call it protease from the small intestine. And if I wanted to be more specific about it, I would say protease that's secreted from epithelial cells in the small intestine. So in summary, the answer to question 2 is stomach protease and the small intestine's protease the same thing? The answer is no. Stomach protease and protease from the pancreas, which yes, it gets secreted into the small intestine, but it's from the pancreas. These two have a similar function, which is they break the large protein into short polypeptides. But like we said earlier, they attack different bonds, so they are not identical enzymes. And next one, is the stomach protease the same as the protease from the epithelial cells of small intestine? The answer is no as well, because this one serves a very different function, which is that it breaks the short polypeptides into the individual amino acids, which is the last step to convert big proteins all the way into small amino acids that we can absorb and use to build our own proteins. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful, and you know that whole document that I was annotating on, I'm going to export that as a PDF, and we're going to link to that PDF link below in the YouTube description so that you can just save that as a cheat sheet for yourself. Whenever you are confused, you can refer to it, and please share it to your friends as well. Share them this video. This whole channel exists just to make your life better as an O-level Pure Bio student. So show us some love by liking this video, subscribe, comment, yes, spam the algorithm so that it boosts our channel, and share this channel to your friends. Now, if you need more revision on this topic of nutrition in humans, check out this video here on nutrition in human secrets that make this topic so much easier.